A lot is not known about him. When you look in the books of Ansab, right, lineage, there's not a lot. We don't know the tribe that he was from. We just know he was one of the Ansar. But how he's described is that he was short, he was hunchback, and they say that he was ugly. This is the word that they use, damim, like someone who is not attractive to look at. That's in the hadith literature. He used to play games like with the women of Medina. When the women used to go out and do their chores or things like that, he would come and, tell jokes and play with them, and they would laugh and things like that. And eventually it started to cause a problem with the men, as it probably should. And so they started telling their wives, don't let me hear that you're joking and laughing with JULAYBIB. And finally it came to the ears of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, straight to the heart of the matter. Straight to the heart of the matter. He says, let's get him married. Let's get him married. Someone who's hunchback, short, and not pleasant to look at. And he doesn't go to a short woman who's unpleasant to look at. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam goes to one of the most beautiful women of Medina. He goes to the house, and I don't remember the name of the family, but he goes to the house and he says, I want to marry your daughter. And they say, Marhaban ya Rasulullah. He says, no, not me, JULAYBIB. And they were like, no, 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 no. But they didn't say it to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They gave him an excuse. Let me talk to her mother. So the husband goes to the mother and says, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wants to marry your daughter. Marhaban, let him come. He said, no, not Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, JULAYBIB. Hasha. Like, no, this is a forbidden thing. No way. But the daughter heard, the pretty young lady, she heard the parents talking, and she said, how can we refuse the intercession of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? No, I accept. And so they were married. One of the prettiest girls of Medina. They were married. They had a very short marriage, because he went out on a martial expedition with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And during that time, he was killed. So the Muslims were ambushed. There were some people that were killed. He was one of the ones that was killed. So they started to do an accounting. Is so-and-so here? Is so-and-so here? Who asked for JULAYBIB? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Where is JULAYBIB? They began to look. And when they found him, when they found his body, he was surrounded by 7 people. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself said, he killed 7 before he was killed. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself picked up JULAYBIB while the companions were digging his grave. And he was holding him in his arms, saying, I am from him, and he is from me. Why am I saying this? Because this is someone else who was considered insignificant. No one wanted to marry their daughter to him. He was considered the plaything of Medina, but not to Allah and His Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam honored him by getting him married, and he honored him by praying over him himself. And the barakah didn't stop there. Now the young woman is a widow. She doesn't have a husband. And in the end of the story, they say she became the most eligible bachelorette of Medina after that. Everybody wanted her hand because her husband was a shaheed that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself vouched for. Do you understand? Ya ibadallah, you understand? He had his issues. He had his issues, but it did not stop him from responding to the call of Allah and His Messenger. And by that, he was accepted. That here we are 1400 years later mentioning him, and we say, radiyallahu an. May Allah be pleased with him.